Welcome back, everybody, to episode 4 of Beer and Gear. Now, today it's going to be a little different. I'm actually a little bit under the weather. Been working a lot of overtime at work, so I'm just drinking some coffee. I'm not actually drinking beer or anything right now. But we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're not really going to be doing a gear review per se. We're just me going over some items. Particularly 8 things that you need to start hunting today. Alright, so this is going to be more of an informational video to guys who are interested in hunting, who have never hunted before, but want to try it out or something. So, just 8 things that I think are important that you may need to know or have if you're going to get into hunting. So we're going to go ahead and cue the intro now. Alright, welcome back, everybody. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and hop right into this episode, alright? Nothing super long. It's going to be short, sweet, to the point, okay? I do have my computer here. I've written down some notes and stuff just to try to keep me on track with where we're going with the video, okay? So for number 1, this is 8 things you need to get started hunting. Number 1 is you need a hunting license. Alright, now whatever state you live in, they should have a Department of Wildlife Resources or Department of Natural Resources, depending on what they call themselves. They should have a website. You should be able to go and find your Game and Fishery Department website, and up there it should have all your hunting, fishing, license, and everything. It also should have resources for you to go and get your hunter safety. So under the hunting license umbrella, there's a couple things that you need to know. One, every state has a date that they've set forth that states basically if you were born after this date, you have to have a hunter safety course. So make sure you go online, you read that, and you make sure if you do or do not need a hunter safety course. If you need one, a lot of states are now offering an online version that's sort of like a take it at your own pace type thing. You can go ahead and go online, sign up for the class. It took me like 2 days to get mine when I did mine online. Get your hunter safety online. Once you've gotten that, you can go ahead and purchase your hunting license, okay? Make sure you read your regulation manual, which also you should be able to find online, and it should come in like a PDF form. But make sure you read that to figure out exactly what your state requires when it comes to hunting license. So you're going to need to go and purchase a license if you're going to hunt public land. You may be able to get away from purchasing one if you're hunting private land. You may only have to get tags. You just have to look into your state, figure out what the regulations are there. So once you've got your hunter safety, once you got a license, now you have to find a place to hunt. Now this could be, family-owned property. A lot of the property I hunt is family owned. I also have looked into hunting a couple state parks around me that allow hunting to the public and stuff like that. So I haven't never went there yet, but I do have that as an option if need be. So making sure you find you a place to hunt once you have a license and hunter safety and everything. Okay. So let's just say you found you a place to hunt. Now you need to put boots on the ground. You obviously need to go and look around. You need to get on there, walk around, sort of see, okay, am I seeing any like old scrapes or new scrapes? Am I seeing any rubs? Am I seeing some heavy used trails? Hair, poop, if you go, scouting drawing season, maybe you're getting into this late, and acorns have already started dropping, maybe you should see, okay, hey, is there a certain area where it seems like, deer are more congregating? This is something I've started doing more recent, is when I'm walking around, I'm scouting, I'm looking on the ground for the prints of deer. Like, especially if you've had a lot of rain or if you're in very like moist, soft area. Like I found out in pine thickets a lot because of all the pine needles. Deer, when they walk, they actually um, sink a little bit, so you can see the prints of where they're walking in a pine thicket. And so, be looking around the ground, looking for the prints. I mean, you'll typically be able to tell the difference between a deer print and, like, squirrel digging in the ground for nuts or something. So, be looking for that. There's other options. You can do some e-scouting with, like, a couple different apps. I currently use the Onyx app. I'm paying for a monthly subscription, sort of testing that out this year, seeing how I like it. I haven't come to a full synopsis of whether I like it or not. But anyways, you can do some online e-scouting. Also, plenty of videos on YouTube about how to e-scout, the art of e-scouting, as well as scouting on the ground with boots on the ground. So, location to hunt. You found a location. Now you have to choose, what are you going to hunt with? What season are you going to hunt? So here in the eastern-ish part of central eastern part of Virginia, there's a couple different, you have bow season, then you have black powder, then you have rifle / shotgun, depending on what county you're in. So yeah, weapon of choice. I personally hunt bow and shotgun. I do have a place that I can hunt black powder if I wanted, but I haven't gotten into that yet. So as most of you know, this is my bow setup for this year, and this is the Bear Apprentice 2, and I'm shooting the Easton Vital Impact 500 spine arrows with 100 grain fixed Muzzy broadheads, 3 blade with the Bully 2-inch vanes. I really like these arrows. They have worked very well for me. I bought a pack of 6 and I'm down to 4. I got 2 of them that I ended up like shredding the vanes on because I accidentally shot it into like a piece of plywood I had behind my target, and so I gotta like re-put some vanes on those. But either way, these things are great. I love them. Eventually, probably next year, I'll be upgrading to a little bit bigger, better bow, and I'll probably be shooting a little bit more stouter arrow and stuff since I'll have a little bit more power. But 500 spine shoots really good in this bow, super fast, good penetration. So I'm excited to see what it ends up doing once we actually get out there and get some deer with it. So anyways, yep, this is the bow I'll be using this year. And of course my Mossberg 500 is the Mossberg 500 is the shotgun that I will be using with a slug barrel, shooting the Hornady Sabbats out of it, scope on it, sighted at 100 yards. So, weapon of choice. Alright, now you need some form of camo clothing or dark colored clothing. When I say dark colored, I'm meaning greens, browns, blacks, even like a dark navy blue. And I'm not limiting anybody to camo only, because New Year's Eve of last year I killed my second deer of the year, but my first deer with a shotgun ever, wearing a maroon long sleeve shirt. I just took my shotgun, walked down to the bottom of the hill where we knew there was some deer coming through, and I just picked a tree and I sat down by the tree and I just sat there and waited. And about 5 minutes till shooting light came, here walks this big old doe out in front of me, and I blasted her. So you don't technically have to have camo to get a deer. It's just a little bit easier when you actually blend in with the environment. So I have a couple different, camo setups. I bought some off Amazon. I don't remember what company. It's either Tieweed or one of the other companies. I have one of their camo like shirt jacket combos. These ones right here are from Cabela's. This is the Centine redhead. Yeah, redhead camo, the real tree pattern, or the true timber, I guess, camo. I really like these. They're actually got fleece on the inside, super warm, super comfy. These are more like my, early fall, like where it's cool in the morning, but not like super cold in the afternoon type stuff. And then in the winter, I'll typically like put a bunch of stuff underneath these, and these are a little bit big on me, so I put these on last, and then they act as like, that last little warm layer of pants. They're also like they're supposed to be the quiet camo, which I really like, but when you're going through like hard, thick brush, they get ripped up super easy. So you got to be careful about that. They don't, hold up well to the thick brush. And then here, I just got a simple real tree. I don't even know who makes this. Something outfitters something. Cannot read it. Anyways, it's real tree camo. It was my dad's old shirt that he had back when he was young, and he pretty much didn't wear it anymore, didn't fit in it, whatever. And I just accumulated it over the years. It ended up in my hunting box, and I've started wearing it for like early season and even late season. I'll throw it over everything so that I have a camo shirt on without having to wear a jacket. So I really like this. It's super lightweight, super thin. Eventually, I'm gonna actually end up buying a short sleeve shirt for like early bow season, because a long sleeve shirt is just almost too hot, and I'd rather be comfortable than hot. So I'd rather wear the short sleeve camo shirt than a long sleeve. So camo clothing, and then moving on from the clothing. Now that you have the clothing, you need to go to some type of cushion, seat, tree stand. I'm using the Summit Open Shot SD tree stand, climbing stand. For my tree stand, I have a little seat cushion. I couldn't find it. I tried to find it so I could show y'all, but it's somewhere around the shop. But I use that for, it's a little triangular seat, super simple. You can get them for like $20 at Walmart. It's not that expensive. Just something to set up, or even, heck, when I start hunting, I had just a cushion you put on the ground by a tree, and you just sit there. Something to pad your butt a little bit before you hit the ground, But anyways, get you something that you can sit on, basically. Okay. A flashlight. So I got, this is just the quickest flashlight I could find to show y'all. This is just something I picked up at Walmart. A lot of times I will wear a headlamp, and I like the headlamps better. I've always used red or white light. When you're like, if you're gonna use a different color light, green light is better to use than white or red, because it doesn't like bust and scare deer away. So I don't know if that's completely true, because I've used red light, and I've like been walking, and the light hits a deer directly, and it doesn't faze them. Like, they don't even move. They're just like, oh, okay, there's a light, red light staring at me. Like, it doesn't even bother them. So I don't know how like true that is, but I have been looking at maybe getting a green light this year, and just seeing if it does anything different or what. But anyways, a flashlight, something to walk in the dark, and also to walk out in the dark or track a deer after you shot it close to dark, or after dark. Next is a knife. for cleaning your deer, skinning your deer, gutting it, breaking it down, whatever. You need to probably get the guts out, take it to a processor, because if you want to pay the extra fee for them to do it, they will. But I would just, if I can do it myself, I'll do it. So a knife for gutting a deer, or cleaning or whatever. That's a good one. The last thing I have on the list that I would say is an important thing is snacks and coffee or whatever drink of choice that you want. I feel like that is gotta have something to snack on, eat while you're in the woods. Have you a little drink, water, coffee, Monsters, whatever. Those are important things. Now I did pick up a couple extra items that aren't on my list of things you need, but it makes life a little bit easier. Alright? So when it's like super cold out, some hot hands. These are super nice. You can slide them in your boots if your toes are cold, or you can put them in your pockets if your hands are cold. Just shove your hands down in your pockets, and it'll keep your hands warm. So hot hands, super nice to have on hand. And then a little tiny saw. Alright? Now I say this because, if you've ever been bow hunting, or if you saw people bow hunt, sometimes, shooting lanes need to get created, and you can just take this and, cut a little something, or, if you need something moved out of the way that you didn't get cleared out of the way in the preseason, then carrying this with you, you can always get anything you need and just cut it. So that's it. I'll go ahead and re-summarize what, all you need. The 8 items are hunting license, a location to hunt, a weapon of choice, some form of hunting clothing, camo, or dark colored shirts, cushion, seat, tree stand, flashlight, knife, snacks, coffee. Those are the 8 items that I believe that you need to get you started. Everybody else probably will have some other opinions, and by all means, please put it in the comments, leave it down below. We're all here to help everybody get out there, have fun, and get out in nature and explore the wild. Well, that sums up today's video. So I hope that y'all have enjoyed today's video, and we will see y'all on the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all the other great things. Hit the bell icon, and we will catch you on the next episode.